Cinema has long been obsessed with villainy, from the calculating menace of Hannibal Lecter to the chaotic nihilism of the Joker. Audiences revel in dissecting the minds of history's most dastardly characters. Yet one figure has evaded our scrutiny for far too long: Stifler's mom. At first glance, she appears to be a mere punchline, a walking embodiment of the MILF trope, but to dismiss her as such would be a grave underestimation. Beneath her polished veneer lies a masterclass in psychological warfare, social disruption, and unapologetic chaos. Today, we peel back the layers of her carefully constructed mystique to reveal one of cinema's most underappreciated antagonists.
Leave.
Go with Stifler's mom.
Stifler's mom!
In the game of power, subtlety is everything. Stifler's mom, played with disarming confidence by Jennifer Coolidge, understands this truth better than anyone. Her seduction of Paul Finch isn't just mere impulse, it's a calculated act of rebellion against the social order. Stifler, her insufferably cocky son, rules the high school hierarchy with an iron fist. By targeting Finch, the quiet intellectual who exists on the fringes of this ecosystem, Stifler's mom upends the entire dynamic. Her actions are a metaphorical Molotov cocktail hurled into the fragile egos of teenage boys. What makes her truly diabolical is her precision. She chooses Finch not because he is available, but because he represents everything her son despises. It's not enough for her to win. She must ensure that Stifler loses. This is villainy distilled to its purest form, not merely to achieve one's desires, but to dismantle the hopes and dreams of others in the process. Villains don't need screen time to make an impact. Consider Emperor Palpatine, who orchestrated the downfall of the Jedi while rarely leaving his throne. Stifler's mom operates with similar efficiency. Her limited appearances in American Pie only add to her mystique. Each entrance is a performance, her glamour radiating like a lighthouse in a sea of teenage awkwardness. Her dialogue is sparse, her actions deliberate. She doesn't waste words, she wields them. One raised eyebrow, one coy smile, and an entire room succumbs to her gravitational pull. This is not the behavior of a mere side character. It's the behavior of someone who understands that power is not about dominance, but allure. What sets Stifler's mom apart from traditional villains is her ability to weaponize desire. Finch, the hapless victim of her seduction, isn't just a teenager with a crush. He's a pawn in her larger game. She doesn't simply exploit his infatuation, she turns it into a weapon, aimed directly at her son. But the brilliance of her manipulation lies in its ripple effect. Finch, emboldened by his encounter, carries himself with newfound confidence, forever altering the dynamics of his social circle. Stifler, meanwhile, is left to grapple with a humiliation so profound that it shakes his very identity. This is no accident. Stifler's mom isn't just playing chess, she's inventing the game as she goes along. Finch's character in American Pie 2 reveals the true extent of Stifler's mom's manipulation. Instead of moving forward, Finch is emotionally stuck, unable to form meaningful relationships or find satisfaction outside of her. What initially seemed like a triumphant conquest in the first film transforms into an obsession. Finch spends the sequel searching for meaning in her absence, channeling his energy into meditation, yoga, and anything that might grant him the patience to endure his longing for her. But let's be clear, this isn't a story of unrequited love. This is a textbook case of emotional dependence. Stifler's mom didn't just seduce Finch, she rewired his brain. She became the singular focal point of his desires, leaving him incapable of connecting with anyone else. Her absence creates a void that Finch is powerless to fill. It's not romantic, it's sinister. But perhaps her greatest crime and most enduring legacy is the cultural revolution she sparked. Before Stifler's mom, the term MILF existed in obscurity. After her, it became a household term, a badge of honor, and a cornerstone of internet humor. In this way, her influence extends far beyond the confines of the American Pie universe. She didn't just corrupt Finch, she corrupted us all. One could argue that her actions in the film are a mere subplot, an inconsequential aside in a story about adolescence and self-discovery. But to do so would ignore the larger implications of her role. Stifler's mom represents the ultimate disruptor, A figure who takes the established order and turns it on its head, not for personal gain, but simply because she can. In the grand tapestry of cinematic villainy, Stifler's mom occupies a unique space. She is not a tyrant, a murderer, or a warlord. She doesn't crave power or wealth. Her goals are smaller, pettier, and somehow more terrifying. She seeks not to rule the world, but to remind it that no one, not even an arrogant teenage boy, is safe from the chaos she brings. So, is Stifler's mom truly evil? Or is she merely a misunderstood anti hero, a feminist icon hiding in plain sight? The answer, like her wine glass, remains perpetually half full. What is certain, however, is that she has earned her place in the pantheon of iconic villains. She may not have a lightsaber or a sinister monologue, but she has something far more dangerous: confidence, cunning, and an impeccable sense of timing. That's just my opinion, anyways.